We're doing outstanding Tuesday, December 9th, 3:38 on this fine afternoon. Talk really quick about the market, some names I'm looking at, go from there. It's going to be a really quick rant. Don't have too much to talk about and don't have too much time, but take a look at the S&P today. It's kind of like one of those yawn fests. I wouldn't say a yawn fest, but somewhat of a quiet session. Market hit highs about 10:30 and then just kind of like a slow melt ever since. S&P is slightly in the red. The VIX is flat. Yields are slightly lower, and nothing really to talk about too much. I don't want to do much ahead of the Fed tomorrow, and you have to think there's going to be volatility at 2 o'clock. There's going to be a heck of a lot more volatility at 2:30. So, haven't seen any crazy opportunities today. Some of the names I'm watching, uh, I kind of wish I, well, not wish, but I was looking at Roku yesterday morning. I was thankful I didn't add the calls at the highs yesterday. I think it was 102 and change. And then here it is today, up nearly 3.7%. I was actually looking at the 110s yesterday. And then earlier today, I was looking at the 110s and we're somewhat flat from despite the stock being up. So tough one to trade. So just sitting in my hands in regards to that name. But uh, let's see here. Sorry. But the one that, flowers.com. So I traded that back in October, kind of, on the, as a sympathy name on some of these meme names, like the open door, all those names are running. So I got it's 1-800 flowers. Decent story. And it's 30% short interest. I mean, it's one of those names that people are pricing for bank. Whatever. It's not you know, um, a growth story per se, but I just see an opportunity, right? So I got those calls in October. I think it was the $7 strikes. They went bonkers, closing for, I don't know, it was like 400 or 500%. So I still have some of the December 7s. So then this morning it's like at 380, and actually yesterday was starting to melt higher, and then this morning was starting to melt a little bit higher than 390. And then I'm like, this is going to go again. So I went and got January strikes, and boom, it's been taken off ever since. Well, I mean, all morning, and then into the mid fours, and then boom, just a little while ago, all the way up over $5. Um, I don't know if it has staying power. I mean, it's different than some of these other high short names that have no story, right? At some point they'll be bankrupt. I mean, I'm not going to go into my open open rant, but um, I got the calls a month ago because I thought there was at least some seasonality, right? Because their business picks up during the holidays and Valentine's Day and all, and they do things outside of flowers, but that was some of the premise of getting the calls. And you look where the stock was earlier this year. I think it was like $8, $9, and actually back in the summer it was. So anyway, I'm not going to add any more strikes. I locked in most of my strikes ready for 100%. Then just a little while ago, 150%. I'll just hold the rest of those. That's flowers. And then take a look at Kodak today, almost up to, I don't know why, the market makers are funny, all the way up to 996. 4 more cents would have been $10, but still have the last couple of the December strikes. I was possibly going to lock them in earlier, but it's like the stock was, it was up 4%. The premiums didn't go up too much on the call. So I'll just continue to hold those because I think once it gets over $10, it might go 11, 12, 13, 14, like I was saying on the rant this morning. And then earlier this morning, Duolingo, right? So it was chopping around right at the open, just like it did Monday morning, and boom, squeeze. Next thing you know, Duolingo's 206 all the way up to 213. I still don't want to be in a spot where I'm holding strikes that just, if it finds weakness or the market pulls that the stock goes back under $200. So I locked some more out. So I just have a couple strikes left on Duolingo. And I was looking, I'm like, the 230s look, do I get those? Because if it does have continuation tomorrow, especially if the Fed is received positively, market rallies, Duolingo, maybe it's in the 220s, but the premiums are still expensive. So to me, I'll just hold the rest of my 225s. And then if I see other opportunities tomorrow, pre-Fed or post-Fed, I'll look to get some more strikes there. Like the setup as well. And then, yeah, Roku, disappointing, right? I mean, I would say disappointing. It's nice to see it rallying, but this whole Netflix bidding war with Warner Brothers, and now you have, uh, just all these different moving parts. It just brings this attention to the space. And Roku's one of those names that I think, benefits from a bidding war, right? The more money in the space, the better it is for Roku. Uh, I don't know if I was looking earlier, the 110s, then the 115s for next week. I'll just sit on my hands there. Same with Kava, right? I had Kava on watch list yesterday again to maybe try to play for upside, flat as a pancake. So I'm not going to just make trades just so I can make trades, right? Reddit's sitting here, riddle me this, right? Reddit all the way up to 237 and change. So it's pretty much hit that the last 3 sessions. And then today they decided to take the premiums out of the calls, right? Yesterday, the premiums were holding up. And today it's like, okay, we're going to take the premiums out. So despite the stock being barely in the red, my 260s are taking on a chin. So just going to hold those strikes. I don't know if I'll look to add tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, but I'm going to continue our positions because I think that it's any day now before the end of the year where there's going to be some news and the stock's going to be up 10, 15%. And I'm going to be kicking myself for not adding strikes. And to me, I think the stock should be 280, 300 before the year is out anyway. I think that's it. I'm trying to think of some of the other things. I mean, I was watching strategy again today. Coin. If I was looking for a way to play a bounce in Bitcoin, I would do Coinbase, but just going to sit on my hands. Premium is too expensive. Anyway, that's the short rant today. Sorry about that. Let's have a great afternoon. I'll be back rock and roll.